Yo, yo, Keith. Yo, salute. We live. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I. Yo, think it's Mike. Yo, Keith, you hear me? Hold on. Let me bring him back. Hold on. Hold on. Yo, y'all niggas hear me? One- Yo, smash that like button. Let me see if I can hear me. Smash that like button. Hold on. I had Keith Murray up in here. I'm trying to hear. I couldn't hear myself. Hold on. Yo, y'all hear me? Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Let me call him back real quick. Hold on. I got him. He coming up. Hold on.
I can't hear you. No sound.
Yo, Keith, you can hear me,
What?
man? What's good? What's good? My bad, bro. Technical difficulties, man. We back, baby. Salute, Keith Murray in the building. This the Bulletz Gotti Show 2.0. We got the legend Keith Murray in here. Salute. Keith, what's good, man? How you, family?
Everything was popping, baby.
I'm chilling, man. How you, family?
Great.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yo, Keith, man. Last time you was on the net, man, you shook up the internet. I ain't gonna lie, big bro. You shook up the internet. The last interview you did, you had a lot of people talking about you, man. I just want to say, man, you one of the best that ever touched the microphone. Real talk, man. And
Look, Brooklyn.
yeah,
Excuse
and shout out to you, man, for really, doing what you did with the game, man, and putting on for Long Island, man. So I just want to give you your flowers on that, man, because you really did a lot in the game, man.
Thank you. Good looking.
Yeah, no problem. Yo, Keith, man. So tell me how it started for you, man, in the game, man. Like really, how it started for you, and like how you really got into. Because I know you tell the story but how it really like started for you in Long Island, like rapping and you hooking up with E, and you being a part of Def Squad and just being there, and your first album, man. How it started for you, E.
So, I'm from Central Islip, Long Island,
Hmm.
where K Solo is from.
Hmm.
And he is from Brentwood.
Okay.
So I asked K Solo to take me to Eric Sermon's house.
Hmm.
K Solo came up to Carlton Avenue. And
Okay.
then we was out there hustling and shit. So I just seen him. I said, "Yo, could you take me to E House?" So he took me to E House. He said, "Meet me over there." because he moved in the back of my town. Took me over
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So knocked on the door, and the rest is history.
Okay. 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 So like when you started at the time when you was rocking with E.
Somebody, somebody said K Solo the Latin King. K Solo is the Latin King.
No, you don't know that King. There's a whole different K. We talk about K Solo the rapper, y'all.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, but Keith, like when you went over there to E, like this was the time when he was still with it was still EPMD was still around.
Yeah,
They was still so they was still like they was still moving at the time when you went over there.
yeah. They was just about to break up. They was going on tour. Nothing
Okay.
really happened. And then the drama occurred afterward, like a little right at the end of it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Word.
Okay. So that's when the robbery happened at Paris crib, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
A
Okay.
lot of people know the story, but a lot of people might not know the story from your demographics.
Yeah, yeah, no. So explain the story. Because you know a lot, Keith. So we gonna give you the floor to say what you got to say about that story, Keith.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm listening.
yeah. So what really happened? What was really going on at that time between E and Parrish at that time, like before the breakup happened and the whole robbery incident.
What happened with them?
Yeah, what happened with them like around that time with those?
Well, people know this story. You know the story, don't you?
Yeah, I know the story. Yeah, I know the story.
So you want me to be the journalist about what happened? Like I feel kind of funny saying it because I
Yeah,
told the story a lot,
yeah,
and it was like a discrepancy between them. So I
yeah,
can't be one to be here to be like, yo, da 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 da. If
yeah,
you
yeah,
look at
yeah.
my past interviews,
Mm-hmm.
I tell the story, and then people tell the story. Like EMP told their side of the story
Yeah,
on song. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
They did.
They did, right?
And they told it on beef. Like what I heard was the story where alleged they said that E, the dude that robbed on Perry's crib was somebody that was cool with E, and they was trying to like say that E had something to do with the robbery that when the dude came in there in the crib and all that, and then that's how the group like this is during the time they was doing the crossover album, and
Mm-hmm.
this is how the whole situation that was told
Mm-hmm.
like from different sides, not E, but really from different sides of the group that they was basically saying it like that, and that's how the split happened. So like, when the split happened after the crossover album, that's when y'all really was starting like you and Red was really with E, and y'all was starting Def Squad at that time, right? Keith.
Yeah. See now, and EPMD is together now. So for
Mm-hmm.
go into that story
Mm-hmm.
and like open that can of worms,
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? I feel kind of like funny about talking about it because it's
Yeah.
been so long and like they together now. So if I
Yeah.
put any type of fault on anybody's side, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be right now at this
Nah,
moment.
that's understandable. That's understandable. That's understandable. That's understandable. So like, during I was talking about the crossover. So after the crossover album, right, and like the breakup happened, like they was working on your album. So how was it like working on your album, Keith, like around that time? Because your album came out in '94, and like they broke up
Well,
around like
he wasn't
late
working on my
'92.
he wasn't working on my album that time. He was
Oh,
working on
okay. On
after
Red.
when they was like broke up, he was working on his solo album.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Redman was with DOS Effects in Paris and they went overseas and then came back. Then Redman gravitated towards Eric Sermon. And then E brought me around. And then I gravitated towards Red and E. And then we was E put us on a track together. And then we
Okay.
with Eric Sermon. And I did the single Hostile with Eric.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and took it to Def Jam, and then we started on the Keith Murray album. After that,
Okay. 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 So so tell me, like, how was it like working on that the most beautifulest thing in the world album? Like that record is a classic. You know what I'm saying? That whole album is a classic. Like, how was it like working on it and like the energy that was coming with that album? Because we coming off like E doing his solo album and Redman success of his solo album. So how was it like being a part of that movement and just coming with that classic?
well, I was like kind of unconscious because
Hmm.
I just was like new, and I just did did a single with E, and then we started working on my first record. And
Hmm.
then he took me to Jive. And then I was just spazzing out with all sorts of rhymes that I had. And Eric would
Hmm.
break them down and put them into rhyme format for me. Because I had a whole bunch of words and everything, just rhyming, 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 rhyming. So E
Hmm.
put them into format for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Word.
yeah. So like, cause like, when you listen to the album and you could tell like you was rhyming like the whole album straight through. No breaks. You was straight rhyming, and you came with a different type of style that most rappers, you know, wasn't even on that type of style that you was coming with on the album. So
Yeah,
like, and even with it
I'm
was.
glad you did that because
Mhm.
back then you had to have an original style. You couldn't come
Mhm.
in sounding like other people. So I had to figure out like, yo, if I'm gonna come, I gotta come different. So like I took like MC Shan, LL Cool
Mhm.
J, Cool Keith,
Yeah.
Run DMC, EPMD, NWA. I took all of those formulas and I
Mhm.
mixed them up. And then I
Mhm.
put the school, like schoolboy scholar vocabulary science into it. And then I came up with my own style. And then
Yeah.
I started like holding my words and harmonizing. So I kind of was like singing, but rapping a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before now, it's all is sourcing. But if you listen to my album,
Mhm.
ooh, I might lose my cool, break fool, and pull out my get busy tool. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I was
Yeah.
holding my words longer than the average rapper would. So I was
Yeah.
kind of like harmonizing.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, let me ask you, Keith, like, cause the competition, cause you dropped in '94 and the competition was very like high around that time. You had Nas coming out, you had Biggie, you had the Wu that just came out before your album, and you had the Onyx. So like with like the competitive nature that was around that time in '94, and and you shined in that year. You
Hmm.
felt like and the style you was coming with was like a East Coast, I would say like an East Coast version of the G Funk sound, because you had a lot of G Folk sounding records on the album with an East Coast sound. So it was like it was a gumbo of East Coast, boom bap, and G Funk in a mix and a fusion. So it was different. I would say like that whole album was so different that a lot of
Exactly.
artists is still trying to duplicate what you did, and they still, and to this day, they still trying to sample most beautiful thing in this world. So, how you felt that with the Nas's and the Biggies and Outcasts and everybody that was coming out in '94, like how you felt like being like that rookie, that prospect, that MVP of the '94 era.
So I'm glad you asked that question because I didn't look at it as competing with nobody.
Hmm.
I just was like doing my own thing, and I
Hmm.
happened to come out around the time they did.
Hmm.
So it was cool that I didn't sound like them because I wasn't looking at them to be like, yo, I gotta outdo them. I gotta outdo this. I just was
Yeah.
doing me. And I
Hmm.
fit in and I was separated. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
fortunately, it worked out because I didn't sound like nobody. And Eric, you right, Eric did have the West Coast funk sound plus the East Coast boom bap with it. Cause he
Mhm.
put the Roger Troutman in there. And E is
Yeah.
real funky with it. Cause he's a
Mhm.
music person. So
Mhm.
we got an all around sound. So we was respected and accepted by East
Mhm.
Coast, West Coast, Midwest, up north, down south. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We traveled all around the US and then abroad. So the sound just transcended all over the place. Cause
Yeah.
we music lovers and we respected everybody.
Mhm.
So it just fit in, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. So let me ask you, like, yo, Keith, like,
It fit it, but not to cut you off, but
mhm.
because we artists, we're not just rappers, we
Yeah.
MCs.
Yeah.
The crowd, masters of ceremony, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And we're
Mhm.
entertainers. So when you come to the show, you're gonna see a show. Every
Mhm.
song is a different show, a different set, and you get
Yeah.
a bang for your buck. And we about
Yeah.
our business. So look out for that show. When you come to the show,
Yeah.
expect a good show, because that's what we really thrive for.
Facts. So let me ask you, like, Keith, like, the first single on the album is the most beautiful thing in this world. So I want to ask you,
Mm.
like, how you felt that being the first single on on the album and just being your first single to come out, because I'm not gonna lie, I love that record. I ain't gonna front. I love that beat. You know what I'm saying? I love the hook. And really and truly, I even love the remix version too, because the remix is hard too. The Green Eye remix is hard too. But like, tell me, like, how did that record come about, and how did you like? Did you wanted that to be the first single of the album, or that was like an Eric thing?
So what happened was I was on Hostile, like I said, the record Eric single. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, the most beautifulest thing in this world is my notion for murderous poetry and motion and the idiotic shit I come across. So Eric took that line and
Mm-hmm.
he made the single the most beautifulest thing in this world record.
Mm-hmm.
And then it spawned to be an album.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just came that way because my style I like to dress and like stand out and always be sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
with my appearance, clean cut and all of that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it just took off like that from that one line. And then E made it the chorus because I was in the studio with E and he was
Mm-hmm.
like, Murray, say this. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that. I get in you, but I couldn't say it. And then I was in there for like 30 minutes or something, like frustrated. And me and him was like kind of arguing and I couldn't say it. But at the end of the day, I said it, he stopped it, and then I said the other part. But now I can say it all through as if it's just one line. But I really couldn't say it at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy. That is crazy. The second single, "Get Lifted."
Yeah.
Like, did you really wanted that to be like the second single, Keith? The "Get Lifted" joint.
Excuse me?
The "Get Lifted" joint. You wanted that to be the second single on the album, "Get Lifted."
Well, Eric picked the singles
Mm-hmm.
and it just naturally came together that Get Lifted was. And
Uh-huh.
that was perfect because that's a banging single and it still rings to
Mm-hmm.
this day. So it all happened organically. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
necessarily pick the singles. We just made a slew full of songs and it
Yeah.
just came together like that. He made that one, he made this, the most beautiful, this Get Lifted, and then it just stringed along like that. You know what I'm saying? And then
Fact.
it stood the test of time from then to now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's true. That's true. One of my favorite joints on the album is Straight Looney. I like that. I like that beat. I like that joint. I didn't know when I read the credits. I didn't know that Busta was a producer on that joint. I didn't know Busta Brown was a producer on that joint until I read the credits.
Mm.
Busta really did make that beat with Eric.
Yeah, he was in the studio with E, and they collaborated on the sound.
Okay. That's one of them hard. That's a hard banger right there. You know, Jamal on that joint. That's a dope joint.
Mm.
Um, Yo, Keith, like around that time, like you know that
Yo,
'94.
if, not to cut you off, but can
Mhm.
you see comments as they come up?
Yeah. The comments you gonna see it. It's gonna. You just got flash your screen. You gonna see the comments, big bro.
No, I see them, but can you see them?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
you.
see them.
Oh,
I can
but you're
see them.
not paying. Oh, okay, cool. Because they
Yeah.
asking some significant questions.
Oh yeah. I was gonna get into that. Because I really, you know, because I was gonna ask you about the Mary joint. I was gonna ask you about you being on
But I
the
didn't
My
mean to
Life.
cut you off. Stick to the script. But they asking some significant questions. I
Oh
get stuck.
yeah. True. Let me ask
I
you,
like,
Keith, because I'm gonna ask you one of the questions. Let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna go back real quick. Let me see. Um, hold on. They want to know about K Solo. They want to know about K Solo, like how you met K Solo. That's what they was asking on one of the comments in the chat. They want to know how you met K Solo, Keith.
oh, like I said, I'm from Central Islip, Long Island, and K Solo's from Central Islip, Long Island.
Uh huh.
So I used to always cross path with him, and coming up, I'm younger than them, but we from Central Islip, Long Island, and I always used to see him all the time. And I used to be with my boy Wink, and Wink knew him. You know what I'm saying? So we just crossed paths all the time, and we would talk and we would rap around each other. And I used to tell stories when I rap. And Solo said, "Yo, you gonna blow up because you tell stories."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Keith, let me ask you, like the My Life album, cause you on the My Life album, but you on the interlude, the Who Shot You beat.
Mm.
Everybody wanted to know this, right? Cause I was watching the Biggie joint, and they was talking about the Who Shot You record, and they was saying it was a LL this, and they was saying it was this and that. But like originally, the record I heard originally it was supposed to be you, LL and Biggie. Is that true on the record on the Mary album? But they cut it wasn't no room, so they just put you as the interlude.
Well, when I went to the studio, I
Mhm.
I did the verse, and then um, Puffy took the beat and gave it to Biggie, and
Okay,
put interlude and gave Biggie the song. But if
okay,
you listen to, or if you go on the internet, there's a
yeah,
version with me and Biggie on the record together. That version came out on
yeah.
the
On the
internet.
Clue tape, I heard that on the Clue tape. I heard that
It's
on the
on,
Clue tape.
it's on the internet.
Yeah, that's the version with you, Biggie, and that's the original version actually, because I heard that one. It's a longer version. It's a longer version where it's Biggie verse and then it turns to your verse. I heard that one on the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Keith, they asking about Jamal from the illegal. How he got down with Def Squad, Jamal.
Well, Jamal and Malik is illegal,
Yeah.
and Eric Sermon produced them.
Mhm.
So Jamal gravitated towards the Def Squad, and Malik gravitated toward Death Row. It just happened that way, and so he became the member of
Mhm. Yeah. So let me ask you,
yeah Marley. Shout out, shout out
yeah,
to
shout out to
Marley G.
Marley G. Shout out to Marley G. So yo, Keith, let me ask you, the Can't You See record, the remix. How
Uh,
that came about you getting on the remix of the Can't You See joint, Keith?
well, Puffy always called Keith Murray for the remixes, so
Yeah.
He just called me and I got on the record. And
Yeah.
it was a smash. Shot the video in Brooklyn.
Yeah, y'all had Chris Webber. You had Chris Webber in the joint. You had Chris Webber in the joint in the, right there and I think that was in the '90s actually. I was in the '90s. We had shot that video. That's a classic one right there. Another one of my favorite remixes by you is the Mary J. Blige "Be Happy" joint. I ain't going
Mm.
front. That's one of my favorites. The Mary J. Blige "Be Happy" joint. How that came about? That was like around the same time the My Life album, right? When after you did the My Life sessions.
Yeah, Puffy called me studio and
Hmm.
he asked me to do a record. So I just wrote the rhyme and I went to the studio and I laid it down. And I'm glad you asked that question because
Hmm.
one of the most memorable thing about that record is I performed it at the Apollo. So if you go online, you can
Hmm.
punch it up. Mary J at the Apollo, and she brought me out, and Puffy brought me out. So you can look at me coming out in it. So it's documented in time. Not only did I do the song, we didn't do a video, but I had the chance to do it at the Apollo and it was recorded. So you can always go back and watch that performance.
Okay, yeah. So yo,
Right.
Keith, man, to go back, cause I want to go back a little bit. So like growing up, like who was like your main influences, like hip hop wise, Keith? Cause like I heard you said like you know Rakim and you talked about like EPMD and stuff. Like who was like your like the dudes like your go to like you would listen to like to motivate you to write your rhymes and stuff.
Well, growing up, the first record I bought was Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh, the show. Kid
Okay.
Fresh and LL Cool J record. Well, not LL. Well, that I brought the uh Run DMC Tougher Than Leather.
Okay.
Right, those two, but the influences was MC Shan and LL Cool J. Those was the two who and Cool Keith who I emulated my style after. You couldn't tell me I wasn't MC Shan or LL Cool J. And Cool
Yeah.
Keith scientific uh vocabulary and the styles and ultra magnetic and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
why I really like was remembering the rhymes. And then Kumo D, I will remember the rhymes. I knew every record that came on the radio.
Mhm.
I'm from Roosevelt, Long Island, and then they
Yeah.
moved to Central Islip, Long Island. So I used to
Mhm.
listen to the Magic on the radio and DJ Red Alert, and they would play the records. So I would
Mhm.
just listen, and I learned all the records all the time. So it wasn't a record out that I didn't know.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. So yo, Keith, like with you, cause speaking of LL, right? When you got to work with LL, man, was that like that was like a dream come true working with LL? Cause y'all got a lot of tracks together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. When y'all two work together, y'all do a lot of classes together. You know,
Mm.
and how it felt working with L, man, like being in the studio with him, working with him, the times that you worked with him, and the classic bangers that y'all did together.
Yo, yeah, it was a dream come true because, like I said, you couldn't tell me I wasn't LL Cool J growing up, and
Mhm.
then when Eric put me on a record with him, when I met him, it was like, oh shoot, that's that dude. And then, I just was so well groomed that I had rhymes all the time.
Mhm.
Excuse me, could you roll the window up? Because it's taking audio out of it. Yeah, so it's definitely a dream come true, and I was hyped.
Mhm.
So yeah, word. And
Yeah.
then it just put the battery in my back, you know what I'm saying? It put us together. And then we just made record after record after record. It was dope because they called me to be on the Mr. Smith, I Shot Ya. So I wrote my verse first. And then everybody, all the other artists listened to.
Yeah.
I don't know if they heard it, they
Mhm.
had to hear it, but I wrote my verse first. And then they
Yeah.
put the other rappers on there. So that was dope.
Hey yo, you Keith, you
Yeah.
wanna know what's crazy? I was listening to the Hey Love remix, and I didn't know you was on the Hey Love remix with L, the one that Eric Sermon did. You on the ad libs on that. I was like, damn, Keith and L, man. They style matches, man. Every time I heard you on the joint with L, it's like y'all mesh so well together, man.
Yeah, I have to give it up to Eric Sermon because he always made sure that I was on records. And they called me, I was like one of the most people who was on remixes all the time. But I have to give it up to Eric Sermon because he made sure that I was my voice was present on those records that
Mhm.
springboarded me to come out to for my voice to be heard for my solo records. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, so Keith, let me ask you, man, because you always bring up your Brooklyn ties, man. Like, how was it being in Brooklyn, man? Like being around like a lot, because you always shout out Brooklyn. I don't care. You always talk about it in your interviews, man. How was it, man? Just being around certain dudes in Brooklyn and just being a dude from Long Island, but still got family and love out in Brooklyn, man.
So my uncle Born True, God bless the dead,
Hmm.
was the bodyguard for Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
So God bless the dead, me and my cousin Driss would always go around Uncle Born. Uncle Born would take us around Big Daddy Kane, big to the shows. If
Hmm.
you look at Long Live Smooth Operator,
Yeah.
that was me with the North Carolina hat in the front, the young kid with the
Oh,
blue hat.
that's you in the video in the front of
Yeah,
the video. That's you. Oh
yeah,
shit! I gotta watch that video
yeah.
again. God damn, that's some history
Word.
right there.
So Uncle Born will always bring me around Big Daddy Kane. So
Hmm.
Big Daddy Kane had a show in Nassau Coliseum. Then after
Hmm.
the show, we went to Canarsie in the diner. And then Uncle Born had gave me the opportunity to rap in front of Big Daddy Kane when I was 16. So I was
Okay.
spitting my rhymes. And then Big Daddy
Okay.
Kane was like, I rap. Then he rapped after me. Then he was like, "Yo, how old are you?" I said, 16. So, it wasn't a battle, but it was sort of like a battle because I had the chance to match wits. A young kid
Mhm.
matching wits with Big Daddy Kane when he was like 21. I was like 16.
Facts. Wow.
So
Wow.
it's significant. So I was groomed. I honed my skills every day, writing rhymes, going from Long Island, taking the train to Crown Heights and staying
Mhm.
on Prospect in a court building
Yeah.
to be under the Decepticons. We was the Razor Cons. So we was
Yeah.
just every day going around Brooklyn everywhere, battling everybody, every project. Uncle Born had me battling every day, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it just like honed my skills to be like a rapper that was ferocious on the microphone
Mhm.
with vocabulary and punchlines and battle rhymes and storytelling. Before rapping was even famous, I was the
Mhm.
only one in the hood rapping, walking around with the book bag and the notebooks and just being very studious to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now body rap and they mama rap. Everybody's hip hop is just blown up. And
Yeah.
by the grace of God is around the world. People who don't
Mhm.
even know English in different countries do
Mhm.
rap songs and got their own lingo and sell their
Mhm.
own records. And it just blew up so big that it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's true. That's true. Like it's like looking at hip hop now is so different. than what it was back then, because everybody was trying to be a rappers back then. You know, everybody thought the
And
rappers was
hip hop,
corny.
yeah, and hip hop was very sacred. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
had to know your lines. You couldn't play around with it. If you say you was an MC, you really had to be an MC, a rapper. You couldn't just be like, you know, try to do it and then take a shot at it and make money from it now and all that. Nah, it wasn't like that.
yeah.
And you would get your ass kicked in
Yo,
these
Keith,
rap ciphers. It
no,
wasn't
true.
no game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, fact. Yo, Keith, sidebar. Let me ask you, how you feel about today's like era of hip hop, Keith? Like just the music wise, you think sonically like rappers today don't put a lot of emotions? Cause like when I listen to your music and other dudes,
Wait, wait,
like
wait, wait. I'm gonna cut you off right there. But hold it. You said sonically. Now
yeah,
that's different. Sonically is the music part of it. Now
yeah,
vocally is different than Sonic. And when you are artists, see some of them are rappers. I'm an MC. And sonically now is
hmm,
different because you got the boom bap, then you
yeah,
got different sounds now. And it's just the sound of hip hop is different than it was then.
facts, facts,
And
facts.
now they're not even rapping basically. They're like sourcing and they're singing mostly. They're not
Yeah,
really spitting. There's a lot of them that's spitting, but a
yeah,
lot of them is not spitting rhymes. But like a
mhm,
lot of females now are spitting
yeah,
more than guys that's not rapping.
yeah,
Females is picking up the MC trade more than a lot of guys that's with the tongue.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, facts, facts. No, that's a fact, Keith. That's a fact. Yo, Keith, let me ask you, during the time you did I Shot You, right? Like on the Mr.
Mhm.
Smith album, you know, you did the remix and the original. How was that session doing the original, you know, with you and L in the studio, like doing that original I Shot You? Because you coming off of your first album, you know, the success of that, and you being on a lot of remixes because you was killing the remixes. I'm not gonna lie, around that time. You had the remix game on lock. How was it doing that record and like the energy in the studio doing I Shot You?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because remind you,
Mhm.
I was the first one on the. I was the first one to do my verse. I wasn't in the studio with them.
Oh,
I
okay.
there. I sat there. I wrote the verse, and I spit it. You know what I'm saying? And then they went and got other rappers and put them on the record when I spearheaded it. So I
Okay.
set the tone for those records that you hear Keith Murray on. I'm glad you asked that question. I
Yeah.
never really told the story of how these records came about, but Keith Murray was the first rapper on those records.
Hmm.
Yeah, the remixes to them all. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Posse records. I was the first one to spit my verse. That's why, like, fortunately, I'm like, I thank God that I'm so potent and I'm able to still be able to have the energy to go and perform and I have the passion because I have the drive. They came and got Keith Murray first, truth be told.
Hmm. True. True. That's
Yo,
true.
and I like this interview we doing because I'm looking at the numbers and they
Yeah.
keep growing and growing as the minutes
Yeah.
go by.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. It is, Keith. So, yo, let me ask you, Keith. Like, listening to the remix, right? And you know, you got Fat Joe on there. You got a young Foxy. You got yourself. You got L. Um, and Prodigy. God bless the day.
Mm.
Keith, after the record came out, Keith, like, how, like, I'm gonna ask you, right? Because when I listened to the record, right? Did you know that P was gonna go at you on that verse?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Because like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
did first.
Yeah.
And then we was on a tour bus and Eric
Mm-hmm.
Sermon said, "Yo, you heard that?" I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "What?" Oh, it sounds like you're going at y'all because I'm the Philly blunt king. Redman
Yeah.
got how to roll a blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ain't on the record no more because they took it off. But we was in back of the Apollo one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
God bless me, Prodigy, God bless the dead, and LL
Mm-hmm.
told LL Cool J right in front of Prodigy. If he say that part, I'm kicking him off that stage at the Apollo and I'm dragging him off that stage. And LL
Yeah.
Cool J was like, yo, chill, relax. Nah, don't do it because you got millions and millions of people watching. It can
Mm-hmm.
mess up a lot of things. So if you look at the footage, I
Mm-hmm.
did the LOD roll out of the chair and I did my verse. And
Yeah.
I didn't even think about if he said it. I don't know if he said it or not. I don't think he did,
I
but
don't think he said it because when you watch the video, I don't think he said the verse because he said a whole different type of verse, the verse that he said on the album
yeah,
and on the video.
yeah, they took it off because it would create controversy and it would create
Mm-hmm.
violence because he was provoking it. And we never really had any beef with him. He just picked
Yeah.
a fight and then it snowballed into a physical altercation.
Yeah, yo, so let me ask you, Keith, like listening to the Mob Deep because they had like an interlude. I think it was a skit they had where they was going at you and Red and all that when they was talking about futuristic rap.
Whoa. Check it out, check it out. But I'm gonna tell you
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
I saw Havoc, right? One
Yeah.
day. We was shooting a video somewhere. And
Hmm.
Havoc came to me and said, Yo, Murray, we are not talking about you. We can go to Hot 97 and clear it up if you want to.
Hmm.
I said, nah, it's cool. We ain't got to do all of that. But
Yeah.
Havoc told me that they wasn't talking about me or Redman. But I was putting two and two together. Redman
Yeah.
had out of roll the blunt. I'm the Philly blunt king. So he was sending subliminal messages out, P.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really don't like to talk about the situation because
Yeah.
P passed on and it's been so long ago.
Yeah.
So, when the interviews come up and people ask me about it,
Yeah.
I tell the story, but I also tell the person who asked me that I really don't like to talk about it no more.
Of course, of course, of course. That's understandable. That's understandable. That's understandable, Keith. Yo, Keith, let me ask you, another record that you did around that 94 was the Ron G joint.
Mm.
The one that Pac was on. When you did that verse, right? Because I know I heard you tell the story how you did that verse. You did that like right after Pac and them left to go to Quad?
No, I did my verse
Hmm.
at, in the studio,
Okay.
uh, Ron G. And
Okay.
then right before, but I'm gonna tell you an interesting part about that verse.
Hmm.
I said something in the verse I took out because it sounded like I was dissing Tupac a little bit, and I respected Tupac so much that
Hmm.
and I knew how Tupac was. He was volatile at that time, and I
Hmm.
respected Pac because when I first met Pac, I said, "Yo, you that shit." He said, "No, you that shit." So, and there was real tension in the air at that time.
Hmm.
And I said something that could have pertained to him. So I said, you know what? I told Light, nah, just take it out. And Ron G, just take it out because I respect Pac and I didn't want to make him feel like I said something disrespectful about him because I know how he is and I know how I am. And it could have
Mhm.
got real ugly then. So
Mhm.
I did the verse, it banged out. And then as soon as I left the studio, Tupac came to that studio and did his part.
Okay.
You
Okay.
heard it online, the song?
Yeah.
You could go online and check it. And then that's the night when he left, he went and he got shot.
Yeah. Damn. Damn. Yeah. That
That
was
first time
key.
he got shot. That's not when he got killed.
Nah, that's when he got first. That's when he got shot at Quad
Yeah,
5 times. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yo, Keith. Biggie. Like I know you and Biggie was real cool, man, and you and Biggie y'all collaborated too. How was it the relationship with Big, man? Like knowing Big and seeing him, at that time Biggie was the top dog. He was the one that everybody said brought New York back. How was it working with Big, man, and just being in his presence and just being around, son?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I used to do shows with Big. I didn't
Hmm.
work with Big studio, but
Hmm.
I do shows with Big from time to time when we was on tour together. But Biggie was a close friend of mine. I met Biggie at Eric Sherman's video shoot. Puffy was shooting Eric Sherman video. He was directing it.
Hmm.
And we was first coming up. And I was standing on the side and Biggie was over there. And then I had some weed, and Big was like, "Yo, I was smoking some weed." He said, "Yo, you got some more weed? You want to sell some?" I said, "Yeah, I got some." I stole a few bags because he didn't have none to smoke weed with him, and we got to know each other. And then ever since then, we was close friends. I used to go from uptown before I really got on. I used to just be around Eric Sherman, so I used to go uptown and buy re-up, like buy cocaine from Long
Hmm.
Island, Harlem, back to Long Island to cook it up and sell it on Carlin Avenue. So before I would cut through uptown to Brooklyn, I would stop to go see Biggie. This is way before, like, I was with Eric Sermon 2 years before I ever touched the microphone, before I ever made a record. I
Hmm.
used to just be around, going back and forth to his house, showing him my rhymes and stuff like that. So in the meantime, I had to do some time in the penitentiary. I came home and then I went to college, but I still was selling drugs in my town in between then. So I would go hang out with Big. We would I'll pick him up and then go to the clubs sometimes. I got away from selling drugs a little bit and I was making money to the game. So I would go hang out with Big, go to the clubs, and then we just started. Eric was doing my record, and Puffy was doing his record, and then we was you know kindred spirits. And then we was in L.A. and Biggie came to the hotel to see us,
Hmm.
and sitting in the car. I'll never forget it. And then I was sitting right behind him. C's was next to me, and his man was in the driver's seat. And then it was Big said, "Yo, Murray, I got a show overseas. You think I should go overseas, or you think I should stay here?" I said, "Yo, Big, you should go overseas because you know they don't like you in L.A."
Hmm.
So for some reason, Def Squad did not go to the Soul Train after party.
Hmm.
And Biggie then went. And then I was asleep in my room, and Eric knocked on my door and said, "Yo, they got your man." I said, "Who?" "They killed Biggie Smalls." I was like, "Fuck,
Hmm.
damn." And to this day, I'm still hurt over that, man. We got cheated. They killed Big. And Big didn't even have beef with Pac. You know what I'm saying? He never was
Hmm.
disrespecting Pac. They just beefed it up like that. And Big caught the short end of the stick for that, man.
Facts. 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 Yo, Keith, let me ask you, Suge Knight, because I seen you talked about Suge, man. Like, how was it like meeting Suge? You know, because everybody when they talk about Suge Knight, they talk about the Source Awards. You know, they talk about him. Being a West Coast hater and all that. But I seen that like when it came to Def Squad, it just came to the dudes from Long Island, man. Like I didn't see y'all even getting involved in that whole East West shit. I seen like y'all was working with the dudes out west. You know what I'm saying? So Suge Knight, man, just what I'm saying, like really like explain, to the people, man.
Well, I personally didn't like. I met him, and I seen him, and
Mhm.
because I was with Eric Sermon, and we
Yeah.
was in Atlanta,
Hmm.
and I was with Redman and Eric, and we was in the club in Atlanta, and then Eric introduced us like, "Yo, this is Keith Murray, this is Redman, what up?" And then I was like, "What up, Suge?" Like that. And then one particular thing I noticed, Redman was like, "That's Suge? Damn, Suge, you small." Cause yo, Suge seemed like a real big dude. But I
Yeah.
just know that man was like, damn, you small. Like not light skin like he was little, but he was smaller than what he thought he was. That's what made me laugh about it. And I remember one time, like I remember distinctly because I had punched this glass and I cut my hand that night. So my hand was bleeding. I was biting my hand to stop the blood that night.
Hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? We was just out there wilding one night. And that was a memorable night. And then I used to see him from time to time in places and things of that nature. I told a story one time about how he got into an altercation with Puffy one night.
Yeah, so that I'm not gonna lie, yo, Keith, when you told that I was watching when you spoke about that, like a lot of people was a lot of people was like they was like, damn, Keith's full of the beans about that situation. But like Puff, how you like Puff, like because I know you and Puff work together, man. How was your relationship with Puff, working with Puff?
Well, Puff is very influential and he's very inspirational to me. And
Mm-hmm.
because he will always call me and put me on the records. And I would see him all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't say it in a manner like I was disrespecting Puff. I just was telling a story that I remembered. And I just told it in a way that, I just tell. I'm very dramatic when I tell stories. So I wasn't making fun of Puffy because I seen Puffy fight and defend
Yeah,
himself.
yeah,
But I
fact.
did that incident that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Yo, Keith, around this time, around like '95, you was working on the Enigma album. Like, how was the working process on the Enigma album from the most beautifulest thing in the world album? Like, how was the working process and like working on that album, that being your second album on Jive, man?
hmm Well, I'm glad you asked that question because people say that Enigma is my hardest album.
Hmm.
And um I was going through a situation where I was facing incarceration on Enigma. The day Enigma dropped, I was on trial in Connecticut.
Okay.
So it was like I knew that I was being faced with being incarcerated.
Hmm.
So it made my mind shift to be like kind of like angry
Hmm.
and hardcore. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like coming off the success of the most beautifulest thing in this world, but knowing that I could possibly be incarcerated. but something that I personally didn't do, but I was the ringleader of the situation. So I did do something one time, and I went to trial, and I beat it. But this time, I didn't personally do it, and I went to trial, and I lost. So it was like Enigma was like hardcore.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it was a hard album and it was a dark album. But yo, Keith, this is the $1,000,000 question a lot of people want to know, man. That intro, was you going at mob on that intro, Keith?
Yeah.
A lot of people wanted to know that, Keith, because a lot of people were speculating what.
Remember, because you got to remember,
Mm-hmm,
he went at us. Please. He went at us
mm-hmm,
the first time, so that was my chance to come back. And um, James Ellis, who's Redman and Method Man manager, was like, "Yo, say his name," but I didn't want to say his name because it would have documented him being on my album, and I didn't want to say his name. But it was my touche, like to go back at him to saying what he said, because I knew he was talking about us,
yeah,
because I was the Kane, right, man? You know what I'm saying? So it was me going back at him. Niggas spend money to diss us, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, facts,
Because
facts,
actually, you in the studio and you spending money to talk about me.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's real true. Yo, Keith, working on the Home Alone joint with R. Kelly. That was another big single. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I like that intro. It's gonna be a party, y'all. Like, how was that session, man? That video. I know that was a lot of fun. The video was crazy. The record was crazy. How was that session, man? Working on that Home Alone joint, Keith.
Well, mind you, I wasn't in the studio with R. Kelly.
Oh damn.
No,
Damn.
I was signed to Jive, and R.
Okay.
Kelly was on Jive. So they asked me to be on the record with them to
Okay.
make that record.
Okay.
So, my frame of mind was, this could be something. The lyrical genius and the R&B messiah. So I was thinking about it. So everything I put on the record, it was premeditated. I thought about it. I sat back and I thought about it. And then when I laid it, Jive asked me to go back in and change some of the lines because I was very hardcore on the record.
Yeah.
And then they asked me to brighten it up to make it a more universal party appealing verse. So I went back in, and then it became what it was because it was more street than it was.
Yeah. 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 Flip mode and
So
Def.
that's why, but that's why I always, not to cut you off. That's why I always tell like artists and rappers that's coming up, like always think about what you're saying and not really just go at it the first time.
Yeah.
Think about it, listen to your record, and then maybe you would have to change it and then to make it bigger.
Fact. Fact. Hey yo, Keith. Flipmode Squad meets Def Squad. That's one of my favorites off the coming album, Busta Rhymes joint. how you felt about that record, man? Like with all y'all together, Busta, and the whole Flipmode Squad and the Def Squad. It was like Long Island linking up together. Like how was that record, man?
Yo, I gotta give a big shout out to Busta Rhymes because he's a big inspiration to me. And shout out to Kel Vicious and the whole Flipmode Squad. And yo, that record, man, yo, we had so much fun doing that because Busta. Now we was in the studio together for that one. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it just was, so we had to step our game up,
Hmm.
and we had to really, be lyrical, agile, and metaphors, and bring the energy, and at the same time have fun, but take it very serious because you didn't want to get roasted in there. But
Hmm.
our skill was up, and we was all unconscious of what we was doing and in our zones at that time. So it just was like, it was uplifting, and we had a great time, man. You know what I'm
Now I could
saying?
tell by the energy of the record that it was a great time because all y'all was in that studio. You could feel the energy and the vibe on that joint, and that's one of like the best joints on that album. I'm not gonna lie. Busta got a lot of great ones, but that one right there with all y'all together, Def Squad and Flipmode Squad, that's a classic. That's a classic banger right there. Keith, I want to ask you, man. Jay-Z, man. Like, you ever had like a relationship with Jay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I always seen Jay coming going at Def Jam,
Hmm.
at the show,
Hmm.
and it's always been cordial and respectable.
Hmm.
And Jay would be like, "Yo, don't stop what you're doing." I'd be like, "Yo, yeah, you dope, Jay. Yo, I love your style, baby. Word
Hmm.
up." And it was always camaraderie.
Yeah.
But me and Dame Dash didn't see eye to eye. We got into a physical
Yeah. Hey,
altercation.
yo, Keith. Sorry to cut you though, right, Keith? Because when I first heard about the situation with you and Dame, I heard you speak about it, and then I heard a couple other people talk about the situation with you and Dame. So what was really the issue between you and Dame, Keith?
Well, I didn't really have a problem with them. It just happened to be a situation where we was in Manhattan and we
Hmm.
was at the club, and Mary J. Blige was there and Brandy was there, and Mary J. Blige asked me to do my record, and
Hmm.
I was doing the most beautiful thing in this world, and for some reason the record was, and I was like, say fuck the DJ. It was like fuck the DJ. And all of a sudden I got off the stage and I was walking through the crowd, and bang, somebody hit me in the eye. Then
Oh.
bang, I hit somebody in the eye. Then bang, we started fighting, and my man 50 grand hit the
Uh-huh.
game over the eye with a bottle. And
Oh,
then
so yo, Keith, let me let me ask you, Keith, because I seen you heard of the rapper Little Sean, Keith?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was on his Instagram page, and you had did joint on Queen Flip. Now he said on his Instagram, this is what he quoted on his Instagram, that you was coming down the Escalade or escalator, and a whole lot of dudes was surrounding you, and then from there Dane got hit in the head with the bottle or something like that. That's what happened, or he just was exaggerating some bullshit.
Nah, he wasn't exaggerating.
Oh, that's what happened. That's the situation. Yeah, but Keith, like one thing I noticed, like when you worked it on the Enigma album, like from the first album, like I noticed that it only had one single, which was the Rom. Like why on that album it only just had one single, and the other album, like the previous album, it just had like two singles. Keith.
I was incarcerated.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. So around that time, you was incarcerated. So Keith, when you speaking of your incarceration, Keith, like when you got incarcerated around that time, because you was gone for a minute, um, how you felt about the game, man? Like around that time, being incarcerated, Keith.
How I felt
Like
about the game.
the game, like around that time, like because you was on top of the game, you was the guy around that time, because 94, 95, 96, you was that guy. So being in prison at that time, and then basically coming back, because we're gonna get to that coming back too. But how was it like, around that time being the hottest dude and then being in prison, around that time, not able to promote your album, Keith?
Well, I just for incarceration, if the album is out and can't promote it, it's
Hmm.
gonna stunt growth of the sales.
Hmm.
Label can use your incarceration as a marketing tool to bring awareness to the fact that you have an album out, and they can, use as to make sales. It's up to them on how they do it, but
Right.
it's definitely gonna hurt because you can't go to state to promote it and do shows and get the consumer and the purchasing move. So
Hmm.
you're always going to be out politics at the end of the day by somebody who can go state to state, videos
Yeah.
after video, and greets, sign autographs, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So you get pushed back, and then have a short life shelf, life on the shelf. Your album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, um, basically, 1998, because I want to get to 1998. The El Nino album with you, Redman, Eric. How was that doing that Def Squad album together, man? Because that right there was a good album. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good album. That Def Squad album with all three of
Oh,
y'all.
man,
How was it
album was
working?
that album was banging, yo. We was going back to back to back, lyrics, beats, back to back, swinging, just in the flow. It's just flowing, 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 flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Shit was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. The full cooperation is the best joint on there. I love full cooperation. That's a dope record right there. That record right there.
The
How
thing
was that
about
session
that,
doing that record?
huh?
How was that session doing corroboration? That video was fire and the record was fire. How was that like that session with you, Eric and Red?
Yeah, we was going back and forth. But to tell you the truth, the thing about that album,
Hmm.
most of it was the Keith Murray album that I gave up. I
Yeah.
was gonna come out with my album on that. It was me and Eve was doing my album, but then Def Jam had came along for an album because we did that "Rap Is the Light" single. That
Hmm.
so gave up my beats. I was working on my album, and a lot of those beats on the album was Keith Murray beats.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
asked that question because
Yeah.
that would have been mostly Keith Murray's.
That whole
I'm a,
album, you could tell. I'm not gonna lie, Keith. That whole album, you could tell like that El Nino album was like whole album. I could feel like that was that the vibe of that, like the vibe of that album, just felt like that was your album right there. It was just you, Eric, and Red, which was a classic, great album with the three of y'all, and basically it was a dope group album. I'm not gonna lie, it was the best, and it was coming off of Enigma, so that was like the best thing coming off of that album. And then going into your third album. So Keith, how was it working on this beautiful album, like the third album?
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Well, that was the album where Eric had finished it for me. I listened to most of that album when I was in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, I want to ask you because you got another LL bang on that joint, the incredible joint. How was it? How was it working on that joint? That joint right there. That video, I like that video. I ain't gonna lie, I like the Batman element to that video. That video was fire and different, man. Like, how was it working on that joint right there? Incredible, man.
Well, that was a dope concept. I loved it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. But that was the album when I had to go in.
Yeah.
Word.
So Keith, because that was right there. That was the album. That was the last album on Job, and that was the album that you went in. Like doing Incarceration, like really like what was you like listening to and like you was writing in there like the songs like for the next project to come home, Keith.
Now, I was in jail. I wasn't really right.
Oh, okay.
I was like, damn, you know, I had to concentrate on like being in jail. Like I didn't, I really wasn't writing rhymes to tell you the truth. Like I didn't have an interest in writing rhymes. I just was
Yeah.
started reading a lot stuff like that, but I didn't really wasn't writing rhymes. I come out of jail with a whole bunch of rhymes stuff like that. Jail does something when I go in there. Would write a little stuff like that, but I didn't really. No, it wasn't inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm home out in a free cipher, I get inspired by more things to write. Come to me, rhymes just come to me, come to me, come to me. But in jail, it's like
Hmm.
it's just a different environment.
No,
Like
a fact.
man,
So yo, Keith, like your experience in there, like being in there for the time you was in there, like being that you was on because you was on top at that time, you had just came back from you know doing Enigma and then coming back with the El Nino album and then it's a beautiful thing album. It's like it's like I hear when dudes talk about it like Tupac and Slick Rick when they talk about their incarceration and not being able to celebrate the success of they album, like being like how was the experience in there, man? Being on top and like dudes seeing you in there, you getting love in there, Keith?
yeah. Well, I'm no stranger to the penitentiary. I
Hmm.
was in and out of the penitentiary before I was the artist Keith Murray.
Yeah.
So I'm like no stranger to the penitentiary. But due to my popularity, of course I got a lot of attention. And then
Hmm.
I was like faced with adversity too because some dudes would think that I would get special treatment because I was Keith Murray. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Uh, so I had to like not fight, but I had to be like, I had to like let them know, like, yo, I'm just an inmate like you. So you ain't gotta be the CEOs is giving me privilege or people giving me attention. You know what I'm saying? So I hung around. I played basketball all the time, and I kind of got into like some altercations on the basketball court
Hmm.
sometimes. But that's getting fights in jail on the basketball court. But I got up every day. I went to yard, went to the mess hall, and and I went to did activities, and I moved around the jail, smoked weed in jail, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I did what everybody else in jail did. I checked myself out of protective custody because I was high profile, and the judge put me in PD. I had to sign out of there just to go to population because I couldn't sit in there that long. But in PD, you know what I'm saying, by yourself. So I had to adjust, and
Mm-hmm.
then I put in my crowd, and then I just moved around and did my thing. But yeah,
So
I
Keith,
I don't
um,
I I don't. And one thing. The
mhm,
penitentiary is not cool. I advise people try their best to stay out of the penitentiary. That is no place you want to know.
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey Keith, coming home in '01, right? What was it? How was it coming back home and then you leaving job and then going to Def Jam? How was the transition?
Well, it was cool because Def Jam gave me $1 million bonus and then $1 million contract with 5 options, so different. But I think that I shouldn't have left Jive and went to Def Jam because of what happened over there.
Hmm.
How I felt like, you know, it really, I should have went to Puffy instead of Def Jam at the time. In hindsight now, because
Fact.
Puff would have been hands on more instead of them shifting and going to different corporations, different labels, and then I would happen like whatever happened over there. But eh, whatever. Yo, you
Yeah.
realize people talking for 47 minutes, right? For
Yeah.
74 minutes. I mean, 74 minutes.
Yeah.
I just want to be mindful of the time because we can talk all night and
Oh no, 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 no,
talk
no.
about
We ain't
every
gonna talk
2
all
hours
night. No, I got you. I got you. I got you, Keith.
because the niggas start getting restless and
Oh yeah, yeah,
motherfuckers.
yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you, Keith. I got you, bro. I got you.
I, I don't want to just stop and say that to you in front of the camera, but I don't know how any other time to tell you. Time
Oh
is
yeah,
ticking.
yeah. I got you. I got you. So the Fatty Girl joint. How was that? How was that record, man?
Fatty Girl was dope. Keith Murray, LL Cool J, and Ludacris.
That's a beg. That's a beggar right there. That was your first. That was your first record. Coming home, right? The Fatty Girl joint, right? Keith.
Yeah, that's crazy because I was in a halfway house and I went
Hmm.
to a studio. I was like, I was working out of the halfway house
Hmm.
and I was allowed to go to the studio, but I went anyway and I cut the vocals.
Mm.
And then when I came home on parole, I went back in the studio and did it again and changed some of the lines.
Yeah. Yeah, that verse right there, I put that up there with your special delivery verse. That's another good joint with you, Puff, Ghostface, G Dep. How was that set? How was that joint? The special delivery joint, the remix, Keith.
Say it again?
I was on working on the special delivery joint with Puff and G Dep,
Dope.
Yeah,
Incredibly, yeah, incredibly dope. Shout out to D-Jep,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
fact. Hey yo, I want to ask you, yo, Keith,
Locked up,
man.
but huh?
Yeah, freak G
Somebody
Dep,
said,
man.
yo, somebody said he's tired. Yeah. Because I
Yeah,
said that. I said because the time duration is going long.
yeah, yeah.
I'm starting to
Yo,
read the comments now.
yeah, fact. Yo, Keith, Foxy Brown, man. Foxy, man. how, how was it dealing with Foxy, man? Like real talk, man. Because everybody was all my boy. I was like, yo, Keith he's speaking his mind, man. Why everybody mad with Keith? Because he's speaking his mind with, dealing
They,
with Foxy.
they was mad with me.
Yeah, they was mad with you, man. Everybody's like, yo, why keep saying that? Yo, why he blowing him up? I'm like, yo, but I mean, he ain't saying nothing wrong. He just talking about, the chicks he was dealing with in the industry, my nigga. What's the problem?
Mm. Um, I really don't want to talk about that situation because it um, happens. So we ain't gonna
Yeah,
keep.
I already know. So Keith, now you was working on the fourth album. How was the fourth album, Keith? Cause I know when you came home, new label, you on you on Def Jam now, you're not on Jive, and this project right here, you got every other producers working on it. Like, how was it working on He's Keith Murray album?
It depends, and people say that's one of my hardest albums. I really enjoyed that album because coming off Def Jam, and then it made me like, yo, I really gotta give this to my fans. I owe this to my fans because they wanted to see me bounce back from a situation from, and those records go hard. And when they come on every time at the show, they're equivalent, and they carried on the legacy of my other albums. So they anchored me. And I appreciate that album because when they come on, the crowd go crazy for a movie star. Nobody
Yeah,
do it better, you know what I'm saying? Hustle on. Just be popping,
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like, listen to that album. Like, you was ahead of your time with that album, and not only that, yo, Keith, you had mad, mad collabs. You had collabs, and you was working with different, just not only Eric, but you was working with, Claude Kent, Just Blaze, Jazzy Faye, DJ Khaled. You had Track Masters, Pete Rock on the album, and you had, Jamie Foxx doing the skits, man. How was you able to get Jamie Foxx doing the skits though, Keith? Like, that was crazy. You had Jamie Foxx doing the skits on that joint, man.
Shout out to Jamie Foxx too, man. I know he go through things, and he's not in the best of health right now, and we
Hmm.
praying for him and things of that nature. But we asked him to do it, and we went to his house, and he did the skits. He did it for me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you brought Jamie Foxx up, man. Get
Yeah.
well, Jamie Foxx, man.
Yeah, get well, Jamie Foxx. Hey, yo, Keith, man. So
You know what his current state is right now?
yeah, they say he's in a coma, and then they say then I was hearing something about he was blind and that he not gonna be able to walk. It was a lot of things I was hearing, man, but they saying like he in bad health. That's what they was saying on the news I was looking at.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, Keith. That's what they
He's
saying.
still fucked up now.
Yeah, they say he in a nursing home right now. That's what they saying right now. Like, trying to like get like
Yeah.
back talking and all that.
Liquids. Is liquids liquids in there?
Hey,
Damn. For
hey, yo,
real?
Keith. Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Hey, yo, Keith. Let me ask you, man. Like, being on Def Jam, man. The environment
Wait, wait,
from.
wait, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. He's in a coma? Still and blind?
No, that's what they said on the news. He was in a coma, but basically they saying that he's just blind, and they trying to teach him how to speak and walk again. That's what they saying on the
He's
news.
blind?
Yeah,
I
nah,
didn't
he
know
he. That's what they
I
saying.
didn't
He
know that.
blind.
It's a friend of mine. You fucked
Yeah,
me up just now. I didn't know he was blind. Yo, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah. That's what they saying, Keith. That's what they saying on the news, man.
The
Prayers up to
fuck
James
out of
Brown.
here. Damn.
Yeah,
I don't
prayers
mean
up.
to cut your wisdom though, but that fucked me up.
Yeah, no, that's all good, man. That definitely, man. But yo, Keith, man, I heard Nori said a story, man, that when y'all was on tour, man, you got it shaking with with Cadillac ties. That's true, or that was Cat? Keith.
No, that's incorrect.
That was incorrect. So what really happened? Because Nori, the way Nori said it, he said it that it was the Dipset, Cadillac Tie. You was on the tour. It was for the I think the Def Jam Vendetta joint. They said and it was a fight. So I want you to really explain because people been running around and saying that and pushing that narrative out there, and I was like, damn, why they say that? Because when I watched the Fatty Girl video, Cadillac Ty was in the Fatty Girl video with you, Keith, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, I never had an altercation with that like Todd. Nori got his facts correct.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So so that was Cap. No recapping on that one. Damn. So recapping on that one, man.
Now my boy had got into it with one of their boys, and I went in the lobby and broke it up.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yo, Keith, like at that time being on Def Jam, right? And just like that whole that era, like that 2000s era, they had Ja over there, they had Jay over there. Like my opinion, I felt like they didn't do right by you like how Jive did, like just the rollout was and just how they was like
Can't talk
basically
about what Def did and what Def Jam didn't do at that moment because of the situation, altercation, and
Mhm.
happened. And then I can't get in that, but it's 84 minutes, baby. We about to wrap this up, right?
Oh yeah, 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 definitely, definitely. Yo, Keith, man, you got any new projects you working on, Keith?
Yeah, I got a project called "The Most Ugliest Thing in This World" album, produced by Eric Sermon.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay, okay,
then
okay.
yeah, jewelry store. Then I got a project coming out with Marley Marl called "The Mood."
Oh, the move. Okay, okay. When that's dropping this year?
Well, I'm just looking to finish the mixing and mastering of it, and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
have the rollout. But yeah, look for the Eric Sermon and Marley Marl album.
Okay, okay. That's gonna be a good look. That's gonna be a good look, man. That's gonna be a good look. So, Keith, where they can find you at, the Instagram and all that, you know what I'm saying? And just the whole and anything you promoting, you promoting the album and everything. Everybody go support his album, the two new albums that he got dropped. So where they can find you at, Keith?
You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Keith Murray. So my page got hacked, so I'm starting up a new page, and I appreciate everybody that's looking out for me and um coming to my pages and friending me and following me and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Keith Murray, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Hey yo, Keith, before we end this, Keith, I want to ask you, man, like your personal, like your favorite every record that you did, man. What's your personal favorite record that you did personally?
People always ask that, and I ain't gonna lie. All my records is my favorite. I know that sounds cliche-ish and shit, but
Yeah.
all my records is my favorite, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, I
But
feel
the
you.
most beautifulest thing in this world really resonates with me. You know what I'm saying?
Word, word, word. That's a classic. That's a classic
Yeah,
right there.
it
That's a
resonates.
classic.
Right? That it stands out. But when that come on, the world go crazy.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. When you perform that, everybody go crazy when you perform that joint. That's the most request joint right there. And I mean, you got a lot of beggars, but that one right there just ring off just crazy, like the hook and just how you get into the hook and then the verses, man. It just be kicking off, robotical, my nigga. So I always say, man, that's one of my favorites. So you already know, man. I love that record, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
appreciate you, Keith, for pulling up,
yeah,
man.
I want to give a shout out to everybody that came on because I'm
Yeah,
reading the comments. I appreciate y'all. Word up. They like Keith Murray still look the same. And I'm at a show. When y'all come to that show, it ain't too many people that can rock that stage like Keith Murray. I give a high powered hour. So please come out to the show and check it out. And I appreciate this interview.
That's a fact. I appreciate you too, Keith, for pulling up, man. I'm glad we got to do this, man. And I thank you, bro. And salute to you. And definitely we gonna be supporting everything you do, man. I appreciate that, man.
One more thing before I leave. I'm thinking about coming out with a podcast. So please and stay tuned. Everybody got a podcast. And I think it's time for the Keith Murray podcast. And I might be interviewing you to ask you various questions on the
Okay.
people you interviewed and the inside on who you talked about and what you doing and how your thing is going and how they reacted to you. You know what I'm
Bet.
saying?
I'm with that. I'm with that, Keith. I'm with that, man. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it, big
I,
bro.
you might be my co-host.
Okay. I'm with it. I'm with it, Keith. I'm with it, baby. I'm with it. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. You already know. You got me, man. You already know. You got my math, Keith. Anytime, man. We definitely could do that, man. We definitely
Shout
could do
out
that.
to everybody that came online because I read your comments and it was nothing but love. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. This is a fire, fire, fire interview.
Thanks, man.
And I
Thanks, man.
got part two and I got stories. So if you call me, be like, Murray, what stories you got for me? We could do it that way too.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
do it. Let's do it. Salute, Keith. I appreciate you, man. And definitely anytime, man. You already know you got my math, man. We definitely could do this again, man.
Salute.
All right. Salute. Shout out to Keith Murray for pulling up. This was a classic show. Um, they said Bullets Gotti ain't got content, nigga. I don't understand, man. They say, yo, I ain't got content. That's what they say. Yo, Gotti, you ain't got content, nigga. I'm like, nigga, I got content, nigga. You know? So, like I tell y'all, man, we got content. We been giving y'all content. Shout out to everybody that came through. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Let's make this live go. Let's make this shit go viral. Yo, Roski, I got you. Hold on. Roski, hold on. Hold tight. Hold tight. I'm gonna send you the link real quick. Hold on real tight. I'm gonna send you the link. Hold on. Hold on real quick. Yeah, hold on. I'm about to send it to you right now, man. But yeah, man. Y'all dudes don't understand, man. We been doing this content game, man. You know? This another classic. This a classic live right here, man. You know what I'm saying? We got more. You know, I gave y'all OG product. I gave y'all Keith Murray. They gonna say, yo, Gotti. Yo, how the fuck Gotti got the Keith Murray joint? Yeah, I got the Keith Murray. Yeah, I got Keith Murray up here. Yeah. I did. Yeah, I'm going viral too. Yeah, yeah, man. I told y'all, man. Like, we know how to get the content, man. That's all. The content. That's it. You know? Shout out to my brother Roski, man. They gonna be like, yo, that nigga Gotti crazy, man. That nigga know how to get the content. We can't even front on that nigga. He ain't like these average YouTubers, man. He really know how to get the content. Yeah, we get the content, man. So, you know, we working on the podcast. See, we had technical difficulties earlier, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, we was able to get him on, you know, smash that like button, you know what I'm saying? And do what it do, man. You know what I'm saying? If you new to the channel, subscribe to the platform. You know what I'm saying? This was a legendary interview. Legendary Live. You know, I got more coming, bro. You thought this was it? I got more coming, man. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be more joints like this. You know. Shout out to my brother Rod. Rod, you can click the link, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And this was a good live, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what these hating ass niggas gonna say now. What the 050 with them niggas gonna say. How Gotti got that? What Gully TV gonna say? Yo, how Gotti got that? And what y'all niggas gonna say? How did Gotti get that interview? Yeah, I know. Yeah, we did it. We did it again, man. We did it again, man. Roski, what up, man? Roski, what
Hey, yo, could have been better, but you did good, yo. He said he coming back, so part two. So we got like we gotta and then he said he was gonna try to put you on a podcast. Oh shit, we wasn't expecting that.
Oh
Damn,
yeah.
we wasn't expecting that. So hey, for you hating ass niggas out there, I don't see no podcast. I don't see no guests and no legend. Let's get to this legends. We're not talking about these bozo YouTube niggas. Legend Keith Murray. Keith Murray said, "I'm gonna get Gotti on a podcast as a co-host. Name one show. I don't know no fucking guest. I don't know no fucking legend that said Matt Hoffa. I want to make you a co-host or China Brim. I want to make you a co-host. Nigga, y'all just got this shit live and direct by legends saying, yo, Gotti, I'm gonna get you as a co-host on my show. So come on, man. Like for real, what y'all gonna say now? Huh? But you know how niggas gonna do. They, man, I might go into the but yo, it got more coming, y'all. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We got more
Yo,
coming.
Rob.
We got
They
more
said we
coming.
can't do no viral moments, my nigga.
Yeah, we got more coming, man.
You like,
And you
right?
know how hard is this? You know how hard it is to keep them up. You know how hard y'all don't understand how we work. We be working, and you know the crazy part? We not begging for no cash apps. All we begging is to hit the like button.
Hit the
That's
like
all we
button.
want y'all to do. Just hit the like button.
Hit the like
So
button.
the people in the chat, hit the like button. And that's all we begging. We not begging for no money, don't no donations. All we want y'all to do is hit that like button. Cause we working. We listen. We the two youngest niggas in this section over here that's bringing this content. And this ain't no cocky shit. This ain't no we better than everybody. This is that we showing y'all. We showing y'all. We not talking. We showing y'all what we could do. We showing y'all that we ain't got a beef. Go back and forth. And the crazy part about it, me and Gotti, we came back. We got back together and we making shit happen. I don't know no YouTubers or no blogger in this section of YouTube that came back together and they dropping fire content, legendary exclusive content. You understand? I seen niggas get back together and a nigga get his head blown off for pushing a chick down the stairs. But that's either here or there. But we did it. We doing shit different over here. And I'm trying to tell you old niggas out there that's hating on us, because it ain't no young niggas hating on us. It's the old niggas. But you old niggas out that's hating on us, y'all can learn something from us young niggas. You understand? Y'all can learn something from us 20 and just hitting 30-year-old niggas. Y'all can learn something from us instead of trying to, put us down and slander us. Learn from this. Learn that you could do the same thing Roski and Bulletz Gotti doing. But just know this, man. You can't do it being a hater. You understand? Yo, Gotti, how you feel about this interview? How you feel about it, man? How you
Yo,
feel?
it was a dope interview.
Yeah,
A lot of niggas couldn't get that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas couldn't say they got and we got more. Not just only, we got
yeah,
more. But
yeah.
we gave niggas Sean Brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
gave niggas in Brooklyn kind of man. We gave niggas the Krill Gate,
Thanks.
Paparazzi Pole,
Mm-hmm.
the Hector Tomato thing. What else we did, bro? We did True Foreign, Story the Boy.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that Troy the boy. Yo, that's another thing, man. Yo, you got that? Oh, you got that on your channel because they flagged my channel. It's like
Yeah, I got that. I got that.
it's a lot of interviews that Gotti had did.
and niggas flagged this channel. So it was a lot of exclusive classic interviews. So the interviews that got flagged and the interviews, that was on the channel, they left with the channel. So I just want y'all to know, man, stay tuned, because we will be redoing interviews. Like we will be having a Sean Branch part 2. Stay tuned to that.
And
We
you
will
heard,
be
and
having
look, and you heard,
yeah,
and yo, Rob, and you
yeah,
heard Keith Murray say
yeah.
that that was cat, the Cadillac Child altercation. He said
Yeah.
that on my platform. That was cat. Let's keep it real. He said that was cat. He did not have a fight with
Oh
Cadillac
God,
Child,
your
blah,
mic, your
blah.
mic, your mic, your mic.
Yo,
You
you hear
say
me?
you sound like in a pool. You in a pool and shit.
Who, me? Oh,
Yeah, you
shit.
sound,
Hold
yeah.
on, let me come back in, bro.
Yeah, come back in, come back in. Yeah, yeah, man. But y'all see what's going on, man. We dropping content, and we gonna keep this going. We gonna keep this going, y'all. We gonna keep this going. We gonna keep dropping content. So
Yo, Roski.
you sound much better. You sound much
Yeah.
better now.
So you heard on my platform that he said
Huh?
that Nori was capping with the
Fact.
altercation between Cadillac
Fact.
Child. That did not happen.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying that on platforms that did not happen. He said that was cat.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
y'all got the facts here, man. Y'all got the facts here. Y'all got it from the horse's mouth. That
mhm.
shit is cap. This. Let me tell y'all something. This is an all fact platform. You understand? We don't slander people over here. We don't put fake paper. We don't pay people to talk, and we don't pay people to lie. We don't do that over here. We just bring people on our platform
Yeah.
to speak the truth. We bring legends. We not
Mhm.
interviewing no YouTubers. We interviewing legends. So any
Facts.
clown niggas over there that's interviewing YouTubers, I mean, learn something from what we doing. We interviewing legends. You understand? And like I
This was a
said,
dope. Listen, this was a
yeah,
dope live. Even though we had technical difficulties and we couldn't do the stream guard,
yeah.
this still was a dope live.
We got
You
we in the
know,
algorithm. We got to 100 for
we
sure.
in the algorithm. Just keep smashing that like button. We got 105 likes to smash that like button. Let's get us super in the algorithm. I
Yeah,
mean, this just goes to show you like I show my work, nigga. My work and my worth is everything. A
right,
lot of y'all niggas can't do that. Let's keep it
right,
real. You know, all you other dudes, the gully TVs and all you other cats,
fact.
I can't get these type of interviews, man.
Nah,
That's why
that's a
y'all niggas
fact.
don't like me. Y'all don't understand how niggas do interviews with Bulletz Gotti. And
Yeah,
yeah, see, I respect, like Keith was like, he didn't want to talk about certain shit. I was like, all right, that's cool. You know, we talked about a
right.
lot of shit up here.
Nah, but he's coming back. He's coming back. He said a part 2, man. He said he's coming back. So
Part two.
we're doing a
We gonna
part
do
2. So
we
stay
gonna do a
tuned to
part
that.
two.
And he said Gotti gonna be a co-host, man, on his show,
I
man. So y'all
appreciate
stay
Keith
tuned to
Murray,
that.
man. Yo,
Yep.
shout out to Keith Murray, man. I appreciate him, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate him, getting back to me, and we
Mm.
got this interview. You know what I'm saying? This was a dope one.
Yeah.
Another legendary interview. Like
Yeah.
the Bulletz
Yeah. I
Gotti
can't. I
show.
can't wait, man. This. Listen, man. I can't. I
Yo,
can't
Rob.
wait, man. I can't wait, man.
Yo, Rob. What they
Yeah.
said? They said, yo, Gotti's a what? A clout chase and all that.
Yeah.
They
Clout
said we
chasing,
don't
man.
do. They said I don't do
Yeah.
content, right?
Yeah. That's what they said. That's what they
What was
said.
this? What was this? What was this I put up though?
Oh, this is a legendary interview, man. Come on, man. This is a
Uh-huh.
legend. This is a yo. Who? Listen, y'all can say whatever y'all want about us, but there ain't a lot of people that could get Keith Murray on a platform. I know nobody over here in our section could get Keith Murray in the dirty section or the dark side could get Keith Murray on the platform. Roski and Bulletz Gotti did it, so we not
Listen, we got
we doing
more.
shit. We
Listen,
doing shit
listen.
different, man. You feel me?
When
We
this
doing shit
live
different.
end, yo, Rob. When this
Yeah,
live end,
facts.
they gonna see the numbers, bro.
That's a
Ain't no
fact.
arguing.
That's a
Men
fact.
lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Numbers don't lie. That's a fact. That's a
It
fact.
is what it is, bro. We
Yeah.
show niggas that we could put up numbers.
Yeah, we show that we could do something different over here. We ain't gotta beef all the time. Cause that's all these dudes is doing is putting out beef content, showing who could beat better and who could talk about. No, we not.
Mhm.
Listen, we listen, man. We trying to show that we ain't like these old niggas that's on the internet. You understand? These old niggas they beef all day. We not doing that. You see, me and Gotti, we got a vision. We got a vision that by the time we reach these niggas' age, we be the next we be bigger than Gully and Wallow. You understand? We're not trying to be Wallow age and Gully TV age. We trying to be younger than them, being bigger than them. You understand? So, you know, like I said, man, we not like somebody got to do it, right? Somebody in this section got to do it. In the dirty section, dog. So I got to set an example. So we gonna be them young niggas. We gonna be them young niggas to do it. We can understand. So no, I'm gonna, like I said, nigga, like yo, bro, niggas got tired of beefing with these niggas. I'm gonna give you the
Yo, yeah, let's get to that.
I called Gotti one day. I'm like, yo, Gotti, man, that shit is whack, bro. Like, let's get niggas.
I was
do
like, yo,
something
Rob.
different.
Yo, I remember Rob was hard headed. Rob never used to listen to me. He used to be like, yo, fuck that, yo. Fuck that, yo. This nigga Rob love to beef with niggas.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, Rob. We can't beef with these niggas, bro. We can't. We can't. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. They won the championship. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, they won. Denver Nuggets won. They the motherfucking NBA champs, man. Shout out to them.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, yo, Roski, man, I salute you, bro.
We got more coming. So listen,
we got more coming. Yo, Rod, you want to go live? You want to go live again, bro?
Yeah,
talk our shit.
Huh?
You want to go live? You want me to end this live? We do another one.
Yeah, we could do another live. Fact. But make sure, listen, y'all. Make sure y'all share this live when y'all way out. Make sure y'all hit the like button y'all way out, and make sure y'all, like I said, man. Like I said, any nigga. I'm just saying this before I get off here because I think I ain't make this clear. Any nigga that do a reaction on his live, y'all better be hitting that nigga Gotti Cash App, man. Y'all better pay up, man. You understand? Y'all niggas do any type of content on this interview or any type of live or any type of reaction or live on this interview, y'all better pay up or y'all channel getting flagged. I don't give a fuck. we put blood, sweat, and tears in this interview and just to get this interview. So if y'all niggas out here trying to make content off our shit, I don't give a fuck if it's good, bad, or good and bad both. Nigga, y'all niggas better pay up or y'all getting flagged. I don't give a fuck. So y'all niggas love y'all channel, y'all better pay up, man, or y'all just better shut the fuck up. You understand?
Hey, yo, if you don't fuck, listen. And I'm gonna just say this, big salute, Roski, salute. Smash that like button, y'all. Share this live. Support the movement. We did it again. Another classic. Bulletz Gotti show. 2.0. The Gotti and Roski show. We did it again, baby. We going for the championship this time. Shout out, Roski. We gonna be back.
Salute, man. We be back, y'all.
Salute.